Assalamu alaikum. So this is a demonstration for the first experiment in the ME452 course. The experiment title is Assessment of the Performance of Different Temperature Measuring Sensors. So the objectives of this experiment is to assess the thermal response of three different temperature sensors, which are the thermocouple, RTD, and thermistor. So this will be achieved by comparing the temperature readings of these three devices with the reference value. Also, we need to check for hysteresis error in the sensors by measuring different temperature levels during heating and cooling. And finally, we need to check the validity of the equations that are given in the manual. So in this experiment, we'll use the temperature measurement trainer, which is this box over here. So this box consists of a heating plate inside this box, the three measuring devices, thermistor, RTD, and the thermocouple. Also inside this box we have an electric heater and fan. Here we have the heater indicator to show whether the heater is working or not. We have the power switch, and we have this display over here to show the reference temperature. Also, we need to use the data acquisition system. So in this case we have two different cards, this one for the temperature sensors and this one for the heater and fan. So to connect this box to the computer, we need to use the temperature measurement trainer software, which is this software. Okay. To conduct the experiment, we'll start heating the air inside this box from the ambient temperature up to 50 by turning on the heater. Actually, we'll start from 30 to 50 with increment of 5 degrees Celsius, and when we reach 50 we'll start cooling down the air again up to 30 degrees Celsius and measuring the temperature using these three devices. So now we will start the experiment by connecting the temperature trainer to the computer using this USB over here. So we'll connect it to the computer. You see when it is connected, this message is shown. Then you just need to begin an application with this software or with this device. So I don't need to use this LabVIEW to build a new code because this software has been built using the LabVIEW. So I'll just open this one directly. Then I need to turn on the switch power of the trainer. You see over here you have this display showing the temperature of the air inside the box, which is 24. So if we go back to the software, you have these two options. So you can change the information, the university name, the semester, ME452, the course. You can change the student name. Then you need to run your experiment. So if you press run an experiment, you see that you have 4 different options. So you can measure the temperature using each one of these sensors individually. You have the thermocouple, you have RTD and thermistor, or you can just run all of them at the same time by pressing thermometers comparison. So if you press this one, you have this window. You see here you have the fan on and off, you have the heater on and off, you have this read button, and you have your three sensors. You have the thermocouple, RTD, and thermistor, and you have the temperature of each one of these devices. So beside the temperature, you have another output. So for the thermocouple, you have the output as temperature and voltage in millivolt. And for the RTD and thermistor, you have the output as temperature and resistance in ohm. Also in this window you have three different plots for each one of the sensors. The first one is the voltage of thermocouple versus the temperature, and the second one is the resistance versus temperature. Again, you have resistance versus temperature of the thermistor. In this experiment, I can control the heater and fan from this software. So as you can see, if I turn on the heater from here, you see the heater indicator is turning on. If I just close it, it will turn off. You can also turn on the fan from here. For the fan, I don't have an indicator, but you can hear the sound of the fan when it is running. I'll just turn on the fan. Turn it off. So as I said, I'll start the experiment by heating the air inside the box from the ambient temperature up to 50 degrees Celsius. To do so, I just need to set the temperature using this set button to be 50. Okay, then I need to turn on the heater. Now the heater is working and the air will be heated up. So now I need to keep monitoring the temperature over here. So when the temperature is 30, I just need to press read and the temperature values will be shown in this table. Okay, when it is 35, I'll do the same up to 50. Now it is 27. Now the temperature is 30. I'll take the first reading by pressing the read button. You see that you have all the temperature values are here. So you have the temperature of the thermocouple, the voltage in millivolt, and you have the RTD temperature and resistance, and you have the same for the thermistor. Now I just need to wait until the temperature is 35. I'll do the same, taking the second reading. Now it's 35. I have two readings for each one of these sensors. Now it's 40. I'll take the third reading. I'll have three readings. Now the temperature is 45. Just press read. Now we have the last reading, which is 50. So the heating process is very fast, but you will see that the cooling process is much slower than the heating process, since the fan that used for cooling is a low speed fan. So the cooling process will take time. Now we have the last reading. We see that when the temperature is 50, the heater indicator is turning off, so that I need to turn off the heater, then turn on the fan to cool the air down. So just need to set the temperature back to 30. then OK. So start cooling down the air from 50 or 55 to 30, and again I need to take the readings each 5 degrees Celsius increment. As I said that the cooling process takes longer time since the fan is low speed fan, so I'll just pause the video, then come back when the temperature is close to 45. I don't want to make it a long video. Now the temperature is 45. I'll just read this first temperature for the cooling. I have 5 temperature for the heating and the first one for the cooling. Then I need to wait until the temperature inside the box is 40. Now the air temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. I'll take the second reading for the cooling process. In this graph you have two lines, the first one for heating, the red one, and the second one for cooling. Still I have two more readings, 35 and 30. Now the temperature is 36. Okay, please note that the voltage values are in millivolts, so I need to convert it in microvolt before using these voltage values in the equation. The resistance values are in ohm for the RTD and thermistor. Now the 35. So now I need to wait until the temperature 30, take the last reading, and then save all the measurements. Okay, now the temperature is 30. Press read to take the last reading. So I have 9 readings for the heating and cooling. Then I need to turn off the fan. Then press this button over here, save the report. When you press save report, you see that you have this file over here, which will be created and saved automatically. So if you open this file, you see that you have an Excel sheet. Inside this sheet you have all the readings, so you have the information that you have saved, and you have these plots. Also you have this table. So in this table you have the thermocouple, RTD and thermistor. You have the heating measurements and the cooling measurements. So the heating starts from 30 to 50 and the cooling will start from 50. So this point, the 50 point, will be a common point between the heating and cooling process. So the cooling process will be from 50 to 30 again. So I will upload this file through the Blackboard, and then you need to do the analysis based on the requirement in the manual. This is all for the first experiment. Thank you.